Guys, it's me. I'm back. What's up, party people? We're like, Mass, come on. All right, this show is taking a turn for the. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a very lonely episode of MONSTERBASS Live. I'm your host, your guest, and the guy who's gonna come up with all the questions, the topics, and this could be the shortest show in history. Why do I say that? Because today the show is about you and me. And if you don't have any questions, I probably won't have much to say. But because it's the MONSTERBASS community and I love you guys and you guys love me, I'm pretty certain that you guys will call in and chat with me. It's been a really interesting week. A lot of you guys often ask, like, why don't I get to go fishing a lot? Well, the answer is simple. Running a fishing company is hard. Ross Gordon, a guy I look up to, is a businessman, built Mystery Tackle Box to a pretty close to $100 million company, and then it all fell apart. And I have a lot of compassion for him. I do, because, there's a lot of pressure that comes with running a company. And there's things like margin versus markup and color selection and all these things that most people don't even think about when they're like, oh man, it must be so cool to run a fishing company. Yeah, it's really cool. It is. But there's a lot that comes with it. There's a lot of stresses on a day-to-day basis that prevent me from having the ability to get out on the water with T-Rex every time when he invites me. Or to Mikey Balls, or, to anyone in the fishing community. I mean, heck, Ralph moved all the way out to California. Master Sergeant, Ralph C. Boyd. Out to California. Haven't fished with him yet. Called him. He remembers when I called him. And, have all these plans. But, sometimes it's tough. It's tough because it does consume all your time, especially when you are an entrepreneur like myself and a startup, right? Like, I give to the community as much as I possibly can, and I know the community wants to give back to me, but sometimes it's awfully hard to make that time or to give myself permission to take that time and go fishing with you guys. Like, heck, Mr. Gambit lives in the same damn city as me, right? We joke about that guy. Right? Because he calls up, he's all fired up. He tells us about the specials, and listen, this guy is, he loves the community. I love him. And I've never sat down to have a cup of coffee with a guy. It's things like that that make me feel bad. And then I started to think about life in general, right? And I want to take a moment to, because I know I have some friends from home watching. And, we had a friend, Mike Root, who took his own life this past week. And, he was a teacher. He left behind 2 kids. And these are my thoughts today, because I think about like the stresses of life and what it how painful it must have been for him to actually want to do that. And I just found out yesterday. And, I remember telling my mom yesterday, because my mom was a teacher, and so she knew like all my friends growing up. She was our teachers, and so it hit her pretty hard because she had Mike. She knew his brother Judd and Matt, and it really hit me because I opened the show talking about how great it must be to run a fishing company. Now don't worry, I'm not going off on a tangent. I'm not going off on the deep end. I just want to relate it back to the fact that like life is hard and it is stressful and it is so great running a fishing company. Like, I love what I do. I love the fact that I get to sit here and talk with you guys every Wednesday. I did that last week where I said Thursday all the time. I think it's because the show used to be on Thursdays and now it's on Wednesdays, and Wednesdays is my busiest day of the week. But, I think about like all the things that it takes to run this company. And I think about like, all of our lives and how difficult it is at times. And so I'm really grateful that I get this hour and a half with you guys each week just to sit and celebrate the sport that we love and talk about all the things that come our way. So when we do open the phone lines, I want to talk about fishing. I want to talk about anything that you guys want, whether it's, your love for the sport or how, bass fishing has helped you in your daily life, or whether you got questions about the box or the products. I really want to open that up to you guys. I know, Jeremy, you called me earlier today, and I quickly sent you a voicemail. I was trying to meditate. I forgot that the phone was on, and I really needed that 15 minutes just to take that break. So the phone lines are going to be open. I want to talk with you guys. I will spin the wheel. I put some cool stuff up there for you guys. And let me see. What do I got here? I do want to talk a little bit about March, because, it's March. And depending on where in the country you are, it's pre-spawn, spawn. We just had this tournament at Santee Cooper this past weekend, right? And I can feel the debate that's taking place amongst people about how tournament fishing's done, right? Forward-facing sonar's ruining it. Like, I can start to see both sides, right? Because I watched Jacob Wheeler win, and, he just stared at the screen and then threw the same bait the entire time. And pros and cons, like if I had a boat and I was fishing every day, I'd want forward-facing sonar too, because I want to catch. But what does it really mean, like, with forward-facing sonar in sports? I'd love to know your thoughts on that, because I was reading the article on Bass 365, and Ricky Bodsworth. I hope I can pronounce his name right. I always pronounce it wrong, I feel like. But Ricky's been in the industry for 20 years, and he and I had this amazing conversation about forward-facing sonar and how it's changed the sport. And I'm going to have him on the show in a couple weeks, and we're going to talk a little bit about what he has seen over the years as technology has played a bigger and bigger role in tournament fishing. And he's got a really interesting, take on all of this. But, as I was sitting there this weekend, I was like, well, this isn't as exciting. As exciting as it is, it's not for me, because I was like, well, the guy can see all the fish. He's just dropping it right down in front of him. Whereas back in the day, what did Roland Martin do? Like, was he a better angler than Jacob Wheeler? I don't know. So it was just something that came up over the weekend, and it was an interesting topic that I thought about. And if all the guys were on the show, I'm sure we'd be going back and forth about it, and it'd be, I'd love to hear their takes on it. I got a really fun show for you today. I am going to introduce, like I said, March. March is upon us. Depending on the country where you are, spawn, pre-spawn, and as the bass are moving from the main lakes and up into the rivers, the creeks, the pockets, you're going to need the right baits. You're going to need the right baits before so you can go after them. So I think we should talk a little bit about that today. The bags are back. It probably doesn't show very well, but if I've been talking about it for months, and if you have the Platinum Series, you're going to get a bag starting this month. And every month for the foreseeable future. I made some changes to them. They are gusseted, so you can pack in a lot of stuff into it. And look, if you get it and you don't like it and you think it's cheap, just keep your comments to yourself. You know why? Because it replaces the box. This is a nice little add-on that I thought of that no one else did. And people sell these things for $10, and I'm giving them to you free. Why? Because I think it's way better than the box. It's made from recycled plastic, and I want to make sure that I'm giving you something that you can reuse and repurpose, because the only thing I do with these boxes is I use them to start fires. Now, I have a flamethrower, so it doesn't take much, but listen, the boxes don't do much. These bags, they're great, and it's packed full of some new baits that I'm going to show you guys today because we got a lot of new stuff. So the phone lines are open, 323-210-4180. I'd love to talk with you about pre-spawn, about March. You know, it's that time of year when you know, we start to get excited, right? The bags are coming. The big bags are coming. I don't know if you tournament fish or you don't. I don't, right? I would love to, but I honestly don't have the time right now, right? I've given myself permission to fish this year. I am going to go up to Bass Lake and fish with T-Rex. I know Raphie's going to come with me. We're going to go up and fish with Chris. Hopefully he'll put the barbecue out on the pontoon boat, and we can go out and have a good time, talk about the show. You know, and speaking of the show, I'd love to hear from you guys as well, because, you know, I opened the show talking about life, and I don't always want to just, you know, sometimes when I'm talking about fishing, my mind starts to wander because there's so much that goes on in life and so much that goes on in your lives. And I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to talk about it. But this show is really about Monster Bass, the community, you, me. And I'd love to know what you guys think. Do we want to be just a fishing show? I shouldn't say just. That's the wrong word. That's a leading word. I'm leading you to somewhere else. That's not what I want to do. I want to get Monster Bass Live right. First of all, I'm not even sold on the name. Secondly, do we want to have regular topics where we talk about fishing, but do we want to incorporate other things into the mix? Right? These are the things I need to know from you guys. And so I'd love to hear from you guys. So I'm going to open the phone lines. I'm going to show you guys some new baits that are coming for springtime, because again, you know, when the fish are feeding and they're getting ready to move in shallow, you're going to need the right baits. And in March, I'm setting you guys up with some great baits. So let me just pull it up here. I want to pull up my list of stuff I got planned for you guys for March. Oof, I love this bit. Love this one. Okay. Oh my God. Do we already have a caller on the line? We do. Is it someone I know? Jared's here, by the way, and Jared's going to help me out because I can't run this show. We all know what happened when I tried to run this show by myself. It was a disaster. Disaster with a capital D. I don't know who this caller is, so I'm going to take it before I even jump into the baits, because I'm excited, because I'm going to show you guys something that I'm planning with Monster Bass moving forward. So let's take this call. Go ahead, caller. How are you?
Hey, Rick, this is Chaplain Cap from Talking Rock Outpost, PTSD.
How are you, sir?
I wanted to say, first of all, I'm good, sir. I wanted to tell you, first of all, I'm sorry for your loss, and we'll have you guys in our prayers and thoughts.
Thank you.
And secondly, I want to thank you guys for having such an awesome product. Every month you guys do such an awesome job. And you guys have helped even though you don't necessarily know it, you got Monster Bass has helped veterans find a mission and get them on the water. And I really just wanted to say thank you for all the awesome work you do. You are appreciated beyond words.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. You know, Monster Bass Cares is a program that we put together because, you know, when I started the company, I said I want two causes that are near and dear to me, and that's the freedoms that I think we take for granted just because we get caught up in our daily lives, right? And so I wanted to make sure that we took a moment in everything that we did at Monster Bass to make sure that we gave back and made sure that, like, we didn't wait till Veterans Day or something like that to shout out and to say thank you to all the women and the men and the first responders, like everyone that sacrifices so much so that I can just sit here and, you know, goof off in my backyard and do all the things that I take for granted. And so I'm really grateful that we can support our veterans and active, you know, military in any way that we possibly can, because I owe everything. I owe everything to them. I do.
Well, we just wanted to say thank you. You've got a community that reached out last year, and I don't remember all the names, but several of your community reached out to us, and they sent us about 10 boxes, and we were able to give them away to veterans that were in the tournaments, just as way of saying thank you for being here, and also to help promote you guys. And because we believe in your box, we truly believe in what your vision is and what your company's vision is. And we thank you for the support you do give us as veterans and as helping other veterans. So thank you so much, Rick.
Thank you.
I won't keep your time, but I wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And let me ask you this. So I take it you fish, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So tell me how fishing's changed your life.
Well, I started fishing when I was a little boy by my grandfather, so I've been fishing most of my life. But when I got out of the Army, I needed something that would get my brain off of some of the mess that was in it. And fishing changed my life because it gave me a mission. It gave me as a combat veteran, I needed a mission, and I didn't have that anymore in civilian life. And getting out there on the water and getting in a kayak and fishing and finding finding the fish and using techniques that I had learned and learning new techniques, it gave me a mission and it gave me the opportunity to heal while out there on the water.
Love that. Is it hard when you come back? So you saw you were active duty?
Yes, sir. I did 5 combat deployments.
Thank you. And do you mind if I ask you? Do you mind if I ask you like how hard is it when you come back to try to assimilate back into like regular daily life? Is it really hard?
It's very difficult. You're trained to do a job, and then you come home and you can't do that job anymore. And the things that we as veterans that we saw, that we did, that we performed. You're having to come back into the real world, I guess the best way to say it, and learn how to talk to people and learn how to communicate, with people, with clients, with your family. I mean, my wife has been amazing throughout my entire journey, just helping me because, you have psychological issues that come along with it, having PTSD and things like that. And it's not always easy to deal with some of the pressures that, you hear a loud pop and you automatically go back into your brain, into areas that, were before. And, fireworks are still a struggle for me. But a lot of the veterans that we deal with, that this program deals with on a daily basis, they're all struggling with their dragon, and they're all trying to find a way to overcome them, and through like I said, giving them a mission has allowed them to get out on the water, find some peace for a little while, whether they get skunked that day or whether they get a great bag, they're able to get out there and get away from the pressures of what's going on in their heads, and that's the same for me, but time heals, and you just have to find a way to get through it, and with a good family and with good friends and with I've made thousands of friends on the tournament scene doing kayak fishing, and had a lot of opportunities to have a brotherhood and a sisterhood with the other anglers, and it's just it's not an easy process, but it's a process that can be overcome, and that's you just have to look at each day with that mindset that tomorrow is going to come. And we're going to get through it. And our philosophy here is we're going to get through it together. We've got open lines for, anybody that's in the program. If they need us at 3:00 in the morning, somebody will get called. We have a community that we love each other, and we take care of each other, and we still got each other's six. and and that's important. That's important.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, man, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for your service, and I really appreciate you. And if we as a community, or just, Monster Bass on its own, can help you in any way, with anything, please let me know, and we'll do the best that we possibly can.
I have one more thing to tell you. Okay. Do you remember the mailbox that you liked on the Monster Bass community? That's my mailbox.
Oh, okay. Sure. I love that. Yeah. I asked you to put the box upside down. You had it you took the picture and the box was sticking upside down or something. I was like, oh, I want to use that picture.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Love that. Thank you so much for sharing it. Really appreciate it. Let me spin this wheel for you.
Man,
I'm going to hook you up. All right. I'm going to donate $25 to Monster Bass Cares in your name. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
God bless y'all. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Thanks. You too. All right. That was great. Yeah, listen, it's funny, as he was talking to me about, like, coming back and assimilating into society, I started to think about, like, fishing and how it's like, it can be like a mission, right? Because you're trained to do one thing and then you come back and it's difficult. But, like, maybe if there's, as we, start to make changes within the box, maybe there's a mission within each one where you take the box out, and your mission, if you choose to accept, is to go out, fish these lures, do these things, and upon completion, you've got a successful mission. I mean, what do you guys think about if I included something like that into the box? I don't know, just an idea. Love to know what you guys think. I'm going to take my next caller, and then I do want to jump in because I'm going to show you guys the first new bait, and I'm going to explain it to you. This is the new, I don't know if you can see it. I'll take it out of the box when I do it. Yeah, this is the new blade burner. This is the Colorado. It's a true Colorado, 2 Colorado blades. And I'm going to talk to you guys about it, why I made this one, what month you're going to get it, who helped me design it, and all that. But first, we're going to take a call from Marty Lawson. Hello, sir.
Hey, Rick.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you, sir?
Just to let you know,
yes, sir.
Captain Cap, your last caller, from Talking Rock Outpost, he was the very first group that Monster Bass Cares sent stuff to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was really awesome, him calling in.
I love that. Fixie, put that up on the screen. Yeah, for those of you tuning in maybe for the first time, Monster Bass Cares is a program that we created in partnership with Marty, who's on the phone right now. Marty's got top secret G14 clearance at the Pentagon, or did. Don't tell anyone. He's probably on some watch list now, and I probably got him in big trouble. But what we wanted to do is give back to veterans, and because they find so much comfort and so much healing with fishing. And so what we do is we have a program, Monster Bass Cares, and you can donate to it. 100% of the money goes towards funding programs for veterans. So if you've got a tournament, you've got a program, you've got a weekend event, something coming up, you contact us through Monster Bass Cares, and Marty will do all the legwork. We have an open book policy meeting. You want to see where we spend the money? We'll show you all our books. We don't take one penny in profit for any of this stuff. In fact, our goal is, as quickly as the money comes in, to find something that serves our veterans, and through our community, through Monster Bass Cares, to help support that, because we want to give back the way that they gave to us. So feel free to donate. It goes into the account. Like I said, it's an open book policy when it comes to accounting. So,
yeah, Rick, hey, that was fantastic the way you put that out. And really, if the other thing that I will let you know is, the email goes directly to Monster Bass Cares at monsterbass.com, and they forward those emails directly to me so I can reach out and contact people. And, as a veteran myself, I did 2 combat tours. and things like that. And I've seen a lot of things and a lot of people, and I have an immense contact list with people all around the country now. And for me, that gives me great pleasure in being able to support the vets the way we do.
Yeah.
You know, we came to you, Rick, and, you know, Raphie and I kind of hatched this thing and brought it to you, and you were just straight up all for it. And, you know, I think it's something that I just want to continue to do for as long as I can.
Yeah. Well, me too. I'd like to do it as long as we can. And, you know, I'm really grateful that you and Raphie were able to put this together. I mean, most of the time we're just making fun of Raphie and his socks, and, you know, he's the Jewish superstar of bass fishing. But I am grateful that that you guys, you know, came to me with this program and decided, like, this isn't, listen, all I did was, you know, check the box and say, yes, you guys came to me with it. So I owe a debt of gratitude to you guys. So thank you guys so much.
Well, you know, and the other thing, Rick, is I just want everyone out there to know that you're very genuine. You know, I had to make a trip out to California, and I had lunch with you and Raphie, and we talked about things. And one of the things that really kind of caught me about you is that you were asking me questions and really listened to the input that I was giving. You never just kind of discounted me or anything like that. You were very genuine about, you know, you'd throw something at me and say, what do you think? And you'd listen to my opinion, which is, you don't get that very often nowadays. The world we live in, everyone has their own opinions about things, but you like to listen to what people have to say. So I want everyone that is listening that when Rick turns around and says, hey, I want to get your guys' feedback. I want to hear what you have to say. What can we improve on? Things like that. I want everyone to know that you are listening. You're not just, you know, throwing this out there to get people to comment or anything like that. You really want to take your ideas on board, and some may be good, some might not be good. Who knows? But you're the businessman on this end, and you listen to what people have to say. So everyone out there, you know, contact Rick at MONSTERBASS.com. If you have something that you're thinking about, let Rick know. Call into the show. Put it in comments. You know, Rick does listen.
I do.
So, Rick, I really appreciate everything that you do.
Thanks, man.
And I'm trying my best to continue with the Monster Bass Cares, and anyone that wants to help out, you know, I'm more than happy to. I can always use help. So, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You got it, man. Thank you, and say hi to your wife for me.
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. I see we got someone on the line from Lake Charles, Louisiana. We're going to get to him in a minute. I want to talk about, you know, it is the pre-spawn, spawn, depending on where you're at. Spinnerbait's a great bait, right? You can cover a lot of water, and, I mean, you can fish a spinnerbait any time of year. This one is the Blade Burner, and I'm going to do my best to hold it up for you. This is a Colorado, and I designed this. The specs that I got were from Eric Galasso. Eric Galasso from Epic Eric, and he told me that when he's fishing, this one's called Grape Ape. This one will be in, I don't know if it's this, I think this one's coming in the April box. Now, I know you Northerners, you're like, oh, the rest of the country, they're fishing. We're not fishing yet. I get it. Get excited. This is something to get excited about. This thing has a couple cool features, right? And as I've said in other videos, I'd love to take credit for that little green thing. And whether you use it or not, it's a knot keeper, right? You can take it off. It's It's basically a low rubber band. What that does is if your knot loosens up, it's going to keep it from, traveling the length of the wire. But this thing has 2 premium Colorado blades. Let me see what size. I can't remember what sizes they are. We got a 4.5 and a 3.5. We got a silver and a gold. I'm not going to, we could sit here and talk about the premium finishes, the logo on it. Look, they're great Colorado blades. It's got a 5/0 Mustad hook. I talked with my boy John at Mustad, and he said this is the best hook that you can put on a spinnerbait that they make. It's got a premium hand-tied silicone skirt. I know you guys don't want the rubber band. Don't worry. Premium hand-tied. It's got we call it live wire because it like right out of the box, you're gonna be able to crush this thing. So if you're burning it, I'm going to pair this. Raphie and I actually picked a trailer that we're gonna let you pair this with today. I'm not gonna tell you which one because I got to make sure that it's gonna come in time, and I don't want to mess things up. But this is the new Blade Burner Colorado spinnerbait, the newest bait in the Monster Bass lineup. And just so you guys know, like, I'm sure a lot of you are asking this question, and I wish the guy from Louisiana would call me right back because I'm going to get you on the phone. But I get this question all the time, like, how the heck do you design baits if you don't fish? That's a great question. That's a great question. Because even if I fished, okay, I'm going to turn to the Monster Bass community, and I'm going to turn to people that are much better fishermen than me to make these baits. I sat on a boat with Eric Galasso, and I had the privilege of listening to him talk to me about not only his collection, his experience, but his love and passion for the sport. I mean, the man sits on not 4 figures, not 5 figures. We're talking 6 figures worth of crankbaits. He's got quite the collection. He is a guy that can literally talk to you about every bait, how it was designed, why it was designed, when it was modified, the changes that it was made, and what those subtle changes did to make that bait run true and make it a better bait. And so when we worked with, when I sent my first email to Eric and I asked him, I said, I'm going to make this Colorado blade burner. I need your input. I just sat back and, like Marty said, and I listened. Because at the end of the day, I want to make great baits. And here's how you're going to get to play a part in this, okay? They're in the kitchen. The buzz bait. I showed you guys a buzz bait, right? I have this idea for a buzz bait, and I was talking to lots of people, and I sent some out. So I sent them out to a bunch of the guys on the team for feedback. And I'm not going to lie. I got good feedback. I got bad feedback. I got good feedback that said this is the best buzz bait ever. And I got feedback that said, I hate this thing. That's the case with every bait on the market, right? Like, it's to each his own, right? But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring this buzz bait to life. I'm going to put a card in it with a QR code, and I'm going to put it in with a web address, and I'm going to send it to every single one of you, and I'm going to let you test it. Because here, look, at the end of the day, you want to go to Tackle Warehouse or wherever, you can buy any buzz bait you want. The same buzz bait that everybody else on the planet has. Or we can design one together and make it even better. And so the same way that I sit back and listen when someone gives me feedback, I'm going to sit back and listen when the Monster Bass community gives me feedback, right? So part of your benefit, part of the value add that you get from being a Monster Bass subscriber is not only are you going to get limited edition baits, you're going to get limited edition colors, patterns, and you're going to get the opportunity to be a part of bringing baits to life, such as this. Now, the next one. Did he never call back in? Listen, my phone lines are open. This show could end right now if you want. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at how many people are online. I got 4 likes, so clearly I'm going to see my therapist after this. And, yeah. All right, what should I show you guys next? So that's one of the new baits. I'm sure T-Rex is here. I'm going to show you guys 2 new baits in the Ragnar lineup. And just so you guys know, the way that we're going to do this, I'm going to be releasing all of these either in the box or I'm going to release them as color drops. Meaning I'm going to send out an email or a text message to just our subscribers first, then our community, and then, the general public may or may never find out about it. It depends on who shares the code. But because you're part of the community, you're going to get this stuff. So this is a new color drop from, I'm going to show you 2 baits in the brand new colors in the Ragnar. This is Purple Haze, and I don't know if you can see this. I probably can't do a good job. Should I get some white here, Fixie? So it's got a lot of gold on the bottom. It's translucent. It's got purple, and as you go to the top, it's got black, but and then you've got blue. I don't know. There you go. I don't know if you can see all that. This thing has 3. So I upgraded all the hooks on the Ragnars from the old one. These are Mustad 4-aught short shank hooks. The back being a dressed rear treble. And this was a product request that came in from the community. And one of the things that they wanted was this type of a color pattern. And so, again, I listened. We tested it, and I really love this one. And, of course, it's got the red hook. Now, why the red hook? Listen, you can tell me you don't believe in it, but look, every bait on the planet has black nickel hooks. So give them something a little bit different, something to key in on, that little extra flash that indicates that maybe it's a wounded bait fish. This thing walks the dog so easy. You're going to love this thing. I'm going to drop this thing maybe next week, 2 weeks for sure. I only have 200 of each of these colors. And so I'm going to show you that one. The next one I'm going to show you is the last one in the Ragnar. And this one was a really obvious one. I don't know if you guys can see this. I use this one for pictures. Jared's got all sorts of junk on it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's chrome. This thing's a beauty. It's got some chartreuse on the mouth, but the whole thing is chrome. It's got my fingerprints all over it, so I'm not doing a great job. But this is a limited edition chrome Ragnar, and again, I'm going to drop this color for you guys next week, just in time for the season. These I'm not going to sell these outside of the community. These ones I'm not making available for regular retail locations. So the only way you'll be able to get these is in a Monster Bass box, or if you hook yourself up. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's take a call before I move on. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
I'm doing all right.
Who am I talking with?
Brian.
Brian, how's it going, man?
Yeah. I'm calling in tonight. I know a while back you guys created the Monster Bass app, and I'm wondering if there's any more plans to enhance it even more.
Yeah. It's a great question. The Monster Bass app, so I sent that out for you guys to originally test, and I got all the feedback. And so now what I'm doing is I have a product manager who's going through all the feedback, cataloging it, and we're giving it back to them so that when they rebuild the app, it'll be available for both iPhone and Android. We made it only available for Apple because we just wanted to do a small test, and the vast majority of our subscribers are on iPhone. So it was easier to do a test on just an iPhone app to get some of the stuff down, and then we're gonna reintroduce the changes to it. And they're starting to roll things out right now, but I will announce when we do that. And the idea behind the app will be cast, catch, and compete. And it'll allow you to have a series of challenges. It'll allow you to have a series of, leaderboards. It'll log your personal best. It'll allow you to see where you stand in terms of your home lake, whether you've got the biggest fish, lets you know where you stand on, in the state, and within the Monster Bass community. So I think it's going to be a really cool addition when we're ready to roll that out for prime time.
That sounds good.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Can I spin the wheel?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. How long have you been a subscriber for?
2 years.
2 years. Wait a minute, is this Brian Rand?
Yeah.
Oh. Like I say it like I should know everybody's voice. I'm sorry.
Right.
We're not going to do that one. There's only me, so I can't be on the show and jump in the pool as much as you might like that. All right. I'm going to hook you up with a prize pack. So I'll make sure that you're well taken care of. Email me at marketing@monsterbass.com. Just make sure I get your address. I mean, I know I do, but you're going to have to remind me, right? Because we get like 8,000 emails a day to that inbox. So just remind me it's from Monster Bass Live, all right?
Okay, thank you, Rick.
You got it, man. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you, Brian. I really, really do. You've been around. You're one of our longest standing members, and honestly, like, it's amazing to me that I've been able to bring something to life that people actually love, and you're a part of that. So thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's Brian Rand. All right, we got a couple more calls, and then I want to drop into another product. I'm so excited about this one. Let's go to Washington. Go ahead, caller. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Who is this?
This is Jason in Seattle, just north of Seattle.
Nice, Jason. Where north of Seattle? I lived in Vancouver, British Columbia for 8 years, so I know the area pretty well.
Okay. I'm in Everett.
Oh, sure. Nice.
It's Snohomish County.
I love it.
But hey, you were talking about the front-facing sonar.
Yeah.
Now, the way I see that whole thing is, it's kind of a joke.
Yeah, tell me.
It takes the whole hunt out of the quality of bass fishing. It makes it more of a sport.
Makes it more of a sport.
I mean, if you're going out bass fishing, you're going out there to catch a big fish, sure, but you want that big fish for that experience, right?
Right. Yeah, maybe it's taking the experience out of the sport, because now instead of me really honing my skills and saying, okay, I gotta take everything I've learned and I gotta go out and find fish, to now I'm playing a video game and I find the fish, and now it's just a matter of I see them, all right, they're suspended at 20 feet. Am I going to run a crankbait in front of them because they're submerged out? They're just suspended off a structure, or am I going to just cast a soft swim bait and run it right by them?
Well, really, you can throw anything you want at them and see what the reaction is.
Yeah, that's my point. Right?
I mean, it's kind of cheating. Yeah.
I don't know if it's hard. Cheating's a tough word. Like, it's cheating, but has it taken the skill? Right? It's kind of like leveled the field, so to speak, right? Because you take that away, and now it's really who's got the skills and who doesn't, right? Right now it's about who's got the most money and can afford the most electronics, so that I can see it. Like, I can see it both ways. Like, I'm not a hater, but I'm just saying I feel like if you're in tournament fishing, like, the weekend guy can't compete. The weekend guy can't compete with someone that's got all sorts of electronics. Like, if I was smart and I had if I had a decent amount of money and I wanted to go dominate my local scene, listen, 2/3 of the guys don't have forward facing sonar and all the electronics. So if I've got more money than 2/3 of the guys, if I'm a halfway decent stick, I should be able to win, getting the money more than they should.
Yeah, but it also takes the fun out of it too, because now you're just looking for the the money.
Agreed.
I mean, it's not fun.
I agree. Agreed, man.
But hey, that spinnerbait you showed, man,
Yes.
I love that color.
You're going to get it.
I love that color.
In fact,
That
I'll
color
tell you
is
right
great.
now. Go ahead.
I was a member with you guys for about 2.5 years, and I had to cancel it because life happens.
Life happens.
And I plan on getting it back going because, man, I love you guys' baits. I've caught quite a few fish, but I will say the most fish I've caught on a bait is the bandito bug Texas rig, no weight.
Nice. Nice.
And it's black and blue out here. It's almost every lake.
Really? Love it. Yeah, it's solid bait, man. Solid bait.
It is. And those chatterbaits,
Yeah.
I have a hell of a time with them.
Yeah.
I've lost probably a good half dozen of them, but I want the big blade.
It's coming. I've got a few. I just talked with Daniel from Z-Man. I'm going to do a month where I'm going to give a variety of chatterbaits. Like, I don't know which region's going to get like the big and which one's going to get the elite and which one's going to get this. Like, because, you know, a lot does depend on what I can get, and a lot depends on where it makes sense. But we'll definitely be hooking you up with a big blade. And I'm going to hook you up with spinning the wheel.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. You know, if Raphie were here, I would be saying Raphie jumps in the pool, but he's not here. No, Fixie, you can't jump in the pool because if something goes wrong with the show, I need you here. So I'll tell you what. How about I make a $25 donation to Monster Bass Cares in your name?
Hey, more than happy.
Thank you. Tell me your name, sir.
I'm Jason. Jason Snick is what I go with.
All right. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support of the community, and I look forward to seeing you back.
Hey, everybody, keep your lines tight.
You got it. All right, let's go to Tennessee, and then before I take the next caller, we're gonna show you this new bait too. Go ahead, caller. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, Rick. I'm driving down the road, truck driving. I've talked with you before.
All right. Tell me your name.
I'm Jeremiah Reed.
Jeremiah Reed, sure. How's it going, man?
Yeah. Me and my son been doing a little fishing. We've caught a few fishing Reelfoot Lake.
Yeah.
Over here in Tennessee and some of the watersheds. I ordered a couple of. I ordered one spin reel and y'all sent the wrong color, but I contacted y'all and y'all are getting the other one to me quick. I think it's supposed to be here today.
Amazing.
And,
Mistakes happen. I don't do the shipping, so I apologize.
I ain't blaming. I tell you, it was an honest mistake too. It's just like I ordered the radioactive one. They sent the black out.
Yeah.
Wasn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I'd have made it work either way. But
cool.
My son was he was like, I want that red one.
Yeah, of course. Kids gotta have the colors. I get it. So, where you live, are we pre-spawn? Still a little too cold?
Yeah. It's getting close.
Yeah.
Crappie are starting to come in.
Okay.
Yeah. Crappie are starting to come in pretty good. We caught a few crappie the other day, and my son caught a big striped bass, and then he caught a largemouth, and we had a good time. Like I said, I ain't got a whole lot to talk about this episode, but I heard about all the veteran stuff you're doing. I really appreciate that too. I'm a veteran, and
thank you.
And I just wanted to call and let y'all know I appreciate all y'all, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. I mean, listen, I'm sitting here because you, guys like you. So thank you so much for all your service. I appreciate all you do. And honestly, I appreciate that you've taken this sport that you love and introduced it to your son, and now you have the opportunity to make all those, have all those memories with him that, someday when you're gone, he's going to be talking about, oh, I remember when my old man took me fishing and this and that, and it'll be so good. Good impact.
Yeah, that's what I tell my wife all the time too, because he used to spend all his money on all them freaking video games and all that crap.
Yeah, you got to have the skins. Got to have that Fortnite skin.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's cost me $800 one time on Fortnite skins. It was crazy. I flipped
was that
out
because
on
you
him.
had to buy a new belt, or?
No, it was somehow my card got connected to his account.
Oh no!
And he was young.
Yeah.
He was young and he didn't know no better, so he was just buying everything.
Oh.
And I didn't notice it until I went to buy something. I was like, it said your card was declined. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Do me a favor, if your son ever needs.
All that straight.
If your son ever needs, like, wants to buy something for somebody, he can just have him connect his card or your card, and he can buy me some Fortnite skins. And
yeah.
So.
Yeah. I bought him a 3-month subscription to Monster Bass about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And we've been getting, and it's the one that renews.
Yeah.
And I told my wife I bought him 3 months, and then it went on and charged for the next 3 months, And I did it on purpose. I knew it was going to do it, but she didn't know. She didn't know, and I was like, "Oh, that's a mistake. I had to cancel it next month." So so now I gotta forget again in 3 more months.
Actually, this is something for you and for everyone else. If you're on my VIP list, if you're not, text VIP to 46083. I sent out an offer today to where you could upgrade early, and I give you 4 boxes for the price of 3. So if you're watching this right now, text the customer service line. It's a great deal. We're going to hook you up with an extra box. As we roll into the season, it's going to be packed full of, limited edition colors, patterns. We're going to have brands like Livingston Lures has never been in the box before. With Livingston, we worked something out with them. And they're sending a bunch of stuff, so that's going to be great.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's perfect for this time of year, right? Because, again, we're rolling into pre-spawn for most people. Yeah, things are starting to heat up. So you're going to get good stuff that you can use. And of course, we've got the videos online and, showing everyone how to do it. Let me ask you something before I cut you loose, because I want to get to the other calls. What do you think about the idea of missions, right? Like in each box is a mission, and should you choose to complete it, you almost like you get something for it.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Give some purpose behind the box, as well as, besides like, getting something in the mail every month, which is great, and filling your tackle box, which is great, and having videos and learning how to.
My son would really get into something like that.
Yeah. I like that idea. All right, let's see what we can win for your son.
Yeah.
What does your son want?
That'd be awesome.
What does your son want? Is he a small?
No, he's huge.
How big? How big?
He's about 230 pounds.
Wait a minute. How old is your son?
14 years old. He's 14.
You better get him to learn how to protect the right side, right tackle all day long. Yeah. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what's going on with the wheel, but it's wanting people.
Protect me when I get older. Yeah.
Good. Well, it wants somebody to jump in the pool. We're not going to jump in the pool. What should we get him? Should we get him a T-shirt? Let's get him a T-shirt.
That sounds awesome, man.
Email me at marketing@monsterbass.com, Jeremiah. Tell me the shirt size and everything. Don't forget your address, and I'll hook you up, all right?
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, Rick. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. Let's go to this next guy. I said I was going to. All right. We got 2 guys. We got one who's T-Rex and one from Indianapolis. We're going to go to T-Rex first. I kind of wanted to show him this other bait, but I guess we're going to have to wait. Go ahead, T-Rex. How's it going, bro?
Pretty good. How you doing, Rick?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
Good. Condolences for the loss of your friend, man. It's never easy. Dude. If you need to talk, you can feel free to reach out to me.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's really, listen, I can't imagine ever getting to the point where it's so bad that you want to do that. And my heart goes out to people that have contemplated that. Like my brother, I know for a fact, my brother has struggled with depression his entire life. And he fishes all the time, and fishing for him is really like peace and comfort. And so when I found out yesterday that this kid I grew up with did it, I just I had to sit for a minute and just be like, man, he's got kids. Like how it has to get really bad. It has to get really lonely. So the same way that you just offered that to me, and thank you, T-Rex, or, you know, I don't know if I should call you T-Rex. Maybe I should just call you Heartbreaker, or I should just call you Thomas since you're my friend. But the same way that you offered that to me, I'm going to offer that to everyone else that's out there. If you're struggling, and it's easier to talk to someone that you don't really know because I can't judge you. I'm not going to see you at the bar, or at the supermarket, or at church, or wherever you spend your time. But if you're struggling with life and you need to talk to somebody, email me. Email me at marketing@monsterbass.com. Just do it. Right? Like, we're all here. We're all here.
There's always going to be somebody to talk to.
Yeah, and if it's not me, right? If I'm in a meeting, I'll find someone, right? Like,
that's right. You can reach out to me. Anybody can reach out to me.
Thank you.
Facebook, Instagram, Thomas Haynes, Hanes, just like the underwear.
All right, now every time I think of you, I think about underwear. You ruined it for me. So, T-Rex.
Okay, how about this?
Yes, sir.
Haynes, her away, because I'm making them feel smooth and silky.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And just like that, we lost 30 people. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. It sucks. But honestly, though, suicide is a bad thing. And being a former firefighter / EMT, I got to see a lot of that. And that's why I always try to make myself available for people, because suicide isn't necessary when there's always somebody there to listen to you.
Yeah. I appreciate I appreciate that, and I agree with you. And it's a lot.
Those Ragnars look sick.
Ooh, yeah. I got a chrome one for you, and I got this other one. You're gonna love both of these. They are, like I said, they are limited edition. I'm gonna drop one as a color drop, and the other and then you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about maybe you and I could work together, come up with a custom pattern that you love, and I know you're gonna say the Cylon, but why don't we come up with a custom pattern, and then let's get one painted. Let's circulate it here on Monster Bash Live to the community. Let's see what people think, and if we like it, let's bring it to life and put it in like the July box, just in time for, fall topwater season. You'll have it in time for, August, September, wherever you live when you want to throw it next. What do you think?
That sounds great.
Okay.
I'm down. I'll start working on some color patterns.
Okay.
I'm becoming a really big fan of that lightning or crack or whatever patterns that you're bringing out with, especially that flatliner I've been using with the blue top and the white sides with the cracks going through it. Man, they've been hitting that thing like crazy.
I'm a big fan of it too, and the next bait I'm going to show online has a little bit of a crack pattern. I'm going to show it to everyone. No one's ever seen it before, and I'm excited to bring it to life.
All right.
So
what happened to Raphie today?
I sometimes it's important for me to be a man of the people, for the people, and talk to the people, with the people. And Raphie is working on some very important things right now that we will soon reveal. And so he's focused right now. He might even be in the chat. I don't know. Don't know.
All right. Well, I was just figuring, since he's got his own socks now, he's too good to be on the show.
Well, he's probably walking. He's probably walking around. He's probably walking around the supermarket. I will tell you this: I've now seen him 3 or 4 times out in public, and I've never seen him in shorts until now. Now all I do is see him wearing Raphie socks and shorts. It's a new phase. Yeah, it's a trend. So. All right, you want me to spin the wheel?
To work the other day
oh, go ahead. You wore them to work?
Nah, you don't need to spin the wheel.
Were they comforting? Were they supportive?
I wore them to work, and I was sitting at my desk, and I turned just right, and my pant leg lifted up, and somebody goes, "What the hell is that?"
I love that.
I told him, I said, "That is a legend right there." And I said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, that's one of the best fishermen in the world."
You're not wrong.
That's the Jewish superstar right there.
He is.
And they're like, what?
Yeah, he is. He is. Somewhere in Israel, there's a leaderboard of professional bass fishermen, and I have no doubt he's sitting at top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for
Definitely.
sure. For sure. All right, man. Listen, I appreciate you, and thank you for calling in, man.
All right. I appreciate you guys too, Fix. Thanks for taking care of everything today. We appreciate you.
We do appreciate Fix.
Have a great day.
Thanks, man. All right, let's go to Indianapolis. Go ahead, caller. How you doing?
Hey, and I stole my other kid's phone, so I got to call in. So
Okay, who is this?
I couldn't battle that phone with my little girl.
Ah.
But I wanted to mention, like, so I'm real big into sports and everything.
Okay.
And my view of the forward-facing Sonar is that it's kind of like steroids to baseball and all these other sports. That, you know, like, given, you know, we shouldn't be using steroids all the time, you know, so it's not the best connection. But for people just fishing, it is what it is. You know, some people just want to catch something. But I just don't see how it's exciting watching professional, you know, sports and people do that. Like, I just don't understand how Major League fishing and the professional fishing is ever going to have that be a thing. And I think at some point they'll realize it and they'll just have to get away from it somehow and have it be regulated.
Yeah, you know, the moment you brought up the sports thing, it made me think to McGuire and Sosa. And
that was fun to watch.
That was fun to watch. Now, maybe there's a way that it gets incorporated into it where there's just nonstop action. Maybe it's just the way that maybe it's the way that we cover the sport that's boring, where there's so much downtime, where it's like, you know, like I'm watching Jacob Wheeler throw, and he's caught nothing 10 times. Like, if everybody's catching, why can't I just see nonstop action? Like, maybe that would be an interesting play to leverage forward-facing sonar to make the sport more fun. Because I'll be honest, we've got a camera on every boat, so I don't need to see Brian Thrift toss a line 3 times and catch nothing. I don't. Because if they've got their shit together, I should be able to see every catch, and I shouldn't miss a thing. Right? So if they want to make it, if it's
like the dangerous stuff.
Go ahead.
Like, if they put it like dangerous catch, where you're watching people pull in buckets full of crabs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they can make that interesting. There's no way they can't make actual real, you know, fishing interesting for people to watch. You know, again, I don't know if you want to watch everyone pull everything up from, this forward-facing stuff. I still think it's neat to see everyone try different things, which, I mean, I don't know if they could regulate that. I know, you know, people like you and me can get together and have a challenge where we catch fish different ways.
Yeah.
I don't know if that could ever go major league, where it's like, hey, you're only allowed to catch one fish with this lure, you know, or you only get, you know, almost like if you're talking Olympic swimming and stuff, you know, where, hey, you got to change it up. Like, you got your one fish doing this, now you got to go do something else.
Yeah.
And who's the best at doing it? And, like, that'd be fun to watch.
Totally.
I just don't know, you know, if it would ever catch on.
Yeah, who knows? It's but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I tend to think they're going to have to figure a way to do something, whether it's leveling the playing field or whether it's banning it or whether it's finding a way to leverage it to make it more of an action sport. I think they're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
I do. Let's spin.
Yeah, I mean, and they already banned stuff. I mean, there's already lots of stuff you can't do when you're fishing in those tournaments that's illegal. So,
right, like stuffing weights in the walleyes.
Yeah, I mean, that's just fun to watch, but, you know.
Totally. God, what is going on with the pool today? God, this would have been a nonstop action. I'm going to spin it again. If not, I'm just going to give you what do we got here? What do we got
here? You can throw
here?
it towards my bat.
You got a prize pack from my garage. It's like the wheel turns to two things. Email me at marketing@monsterbass.com. Make sure you tell me that you want a prize pack, your name, and make sure you give me your address, and we'll take good care of you. Appreciate you calling, man.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
thanks. Have a good one.
All right, let's take the next one. Then we got to get to this bait. I got this bait that I want to show you guys. Hello.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Hey, this is I'm all right. This is Ado from Alabama.
How are you, sir?
I'm down here in South Alabama, a little place called Elba. I was just going to tell you, you can't help everybody, but what you're doing is the best that you can do for people. Fishing, like you were saying, it helps your brother. You're helping a lot more people than just him by doing what you're doing. So keep that up.
Appreciate
Don't
it.
ever feel like you failed anybody because you're still doing it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the
Ain't
time
no
to say
problem.
that, man. Means a lot.
Yes, sir.
Means a lot.
And on that live sonar stuff and all that, live fishing radar or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think maybe they should just have different divisions and divide everybody, because that's sort of what the world is now. It's like everybody's sensitive to different levels of stuff, and
Yeah. Those
some
with,
people
those
want
without.
this and others. Yeah, just divide it up, divvy it up, make one class where you can have A-rigs out there.
Love it.
Ain't no big thing.
Totally. I love your style.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Let's get you
Appreciate
something.
it. Hey,
Especially because you called in, too.
yes, sir.
Tell me your name again, sir.
My name's Ado Phonic from down here in Elba, Alabama.
Oh. I am making a donation to Alex Rudd's pediatric cancer to Punt, Knoxville. He was on last week, and the nonprofit that he works with helps with pediatric and pediatric cancer, and helps families in need. So I'm going to make a donation in your name to that foundation.
Yes, sir. Do it up.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you too. Have a good one. Or
You
try
too.
and make it good.
Thank you. I love that. All right, let's go to, we got one more here. Let's go to, I think, Tennessee. Who do we got here?
That's the best state in the union. It's the hype man.
I kind of figured that. I love how it's the best state in the union because it's the volunteer state, right? I mean,
Absolutely. We come to everybody's rescue. And on a serious note, I am always by my phone. I have had several friends that have taken the short route to the pearly gates, but it's one of those things that people feel helpless, and they're not. If they would reach out, I'll talk to a friggin' brick wall if I think it's listening. So anytime, anywhere, any time zone, and that's I'll probably put my email down in the chat. But anyway, so I've got a little bit different take on the forward-facing sonar.
Okay.
I'm not anti forward-facing sonar. It's nothing. I mean, if we think about it, there was no big uproar when we improved our graphs and added all this other equipment. I do think that they've got to put a limit on what they can put on these boats. Chris Zaldane put out a video, not to promote someone else, but going around to all these elite boats, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but they had 7 screens.
Yeah.
They had 4 transducers. They had rear-facing sonar.
Yeah.
All this different things. So, I get it. I think somebody put it best. It may have been Rick Klein. I was listening to the live mix, but he goes, all it's really doing is giving us access to fish that we never knew were there before, because they're not using it shallow, right?
Yeah.
So when the fish go shallow, they're not using it for that. So there's always going to be that give and take where the shallow guys are going to be able just to go up there and beat the bank,
sure,
and do that kind of thing. Now, what I would like to see is to give it some variety, because it does kind of suck sitting there watching a guy look straight down, and just toss. But what would be cool, and I don't have connections to anyone, and I think your anglers, your professionals would do it, have some kind of one-off tournament whether it's a charity event or a pro-am, and they go, look, all you're getting is depth and water and contour, water temps and contour, and let's see who's got the chops, because we're men. Well, in the elites, it's all men. Our egos take the best of us, and, you just go, let's see who can really, really do it. And, and I think viewers would tune in because now we're going, hey, I know exactly what he's feeling, I don't know. It's all about getting folks, just like you and your business, getting folks to tune in, make it interesting, make it exciting. And I think that's where Bass and MLF have to improve is, how do we keep this engagement? We're at an all-time high,
Sure.
So,
Sure.
So I think, I do think it's here to stay. I think the VR glasses, Ed Lauren said it on his way in.
Yeah, totally.
He has bad eyes and his neck hurts, and he says, I use the VR in practice. I'm going, how safe can this actually be to look at these guys wearing VR glasses on the water?
Yeah, look,
that's insane.
It's insane. Whatever they want. Let's spin the wheel and see if we can't get you like I don't know, a 12-pack of Happy Dad or something. You ever had a Happy Dad?
I hate to ask. What is that?
I'm not gonna tell you. All right, I can't keep giving away. Let's give you something really quick. All right, well, we're making a donation in the hype man's name to Rudd's Foundation. So good work on you.
That's fantastic.
Thanks, man.
I was going to say, even if I'd have won something, I was going to say, give it to somebody else. Y'all have been very generous to me, and I'd rather see someone else, maybe that one T-shirt or whatever it was, made their day. So, but yeah.
Thanks, man.
I love it.
Love it. Thank you, man.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, we're going to actually get to this bait now. And, all right, so this bait, I'm going to find out when it's going to come in the box. And again, I'm going to give you guys limited colors. I don't know if it's March or April. I was trying for March, but I think it got delayed. All right, this is the new square bill. I don't know if you guys can see this. Now, you might think of it as, oh, I've seen this pattern before, but you've not seen this square bill. Okay, this is the new, and let's face it, folks, you named it. I didn't. We gave you names. You named it the Squarebanger. I give you the Squarebanger. You guys see that? This is a silent square bill. 1/2 ounce, 2 1/3 inches, diving depth 3 to 6 feet. It has 2 short shank mustad 4/0 hooks, premium paint scheme. This is a paint scheme that Rudd designed back on the original Hammerhead. This is creamsicle. It's an orange and white-ish pattern, crackled pattern, bluish and black on the top. And again, as we are now putting on all of our baits, you can see it's got the ribbed belly. And what that ribbed belly actually does is it when it's going through the water column, right? It's vibrating, and this pattern is actually giving off sound and vibrations in the water that the fish can feel. So it's actually calling them in, right? I'm going to show you from the front so you can see the bill on it. It's different than the Hammerhead. Again, the Hammerhead, we still have a few on the site, but this is the new square bill. You're seeing it for the very first time. You guys helped design it. You guys named it. This is the new Squarebanger. It's not available on the website just yet. They just came in today, and mine was FedExed and overnighted to me. I'd love for you guys to comment in the chat and tell me what you think. I'm going to show you guys a few different ones. I'll save the trouble of taking them all out of the package because, it's a pain in the butt. Something that I do want to say about the packaging. We modified the packaging in the new baits. And this packaging is made from recycled plastic. We're doing our part to do the best to reduce paper, and so whenever possible, we're going to use recycled materials. This one comes in, let's see what colors I've got here. Somebody asked for a citrus shad. We're not going to be able to zoom in on all of it, but you got your citrus shad. We got, again, ghost shad. I don't think we're going to do it justice, ghost shad, but here's one I'm going to take out. I want to show you guys. This thing's sick. I think this one's the blue craw. I will show you this. It's fully translucent, so I don't know how we're going to do this, but there we go. No, I can't. Anyways, the color on this thing is amazing, and we made it a point to really up our game on the patterns, and to bring you guys some, the best possible baits we could. And then one in Magic Shad. This was in a hammerhead. I took the two most popular colors in the hammerhead, brought them over to the Squarebanger. Those will be available for you guys on the website. We're going to do a product drop. We're going to do a product drop with the exclusive colors to subscribers and then to the VIP list. So you guys are going to get a chance to see that one. I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me see what we got here. So if you've got a question about the Squarebanger, the new Square Bill that's coming out from Monster Bass, please let me know. I am really proud of this bait. We did a lot of testing around it, and I do think that the ribbed belly is a difference maker, and you're going to see us start to incorporate that on every single bait that we make. What else do we have? All right, before we take some calls, I do want to celebrate some PBs because, as you know, we're here because of our love for fishing. And when you win, we all win because we're in this together. And so I do want to take the time to acknowledge 3 people that sent me their PBs today. And first person is Daryl Vance. This is a beast. This is a 13-pound, 8-ounce beast on a Seeker 8. And congratulations to you. Next is Tim Atkinson, 2 pounds, 3 ounces on a jackhammer. Good work, big fella. And Daniel Christian, 3 pounds, 5 ounces out of Massachusetts, fishing a Texas rig. And he caught it using a lunker stick. So congratulations to you 3. As always, if you've caught a fish you're proud of, your personal best, head over to monsterbass.com/PB. Upload your pic. We're building out the trophy room so that everybody's photo will show up. Right now, you submit it. If we use it on air, we'll send you a little something to say thank you, and so that you can celebrate your win on behalf of the Monster Bass community as well. So thank you very much. All right, we're heading up to, we got time for a few more calls. So if you want to call in, let me know. If not, I'm going to talk about some other baits. I do have a product drop in, I have a feeling that T-Rex is going to like this. This is one of the limited edition colors that we're going to put in of the Patriot. I don't know if you can see this, but so I call this Gold Dust. It is truly like a sick color. You can look at the way that the color just reflects off of it, and this thing is a topwater walk the dog dream. Again, upgraded the hooks. I went to short shanks on everything this year for the most part. Dressed rear treble. Of course, it's got the Monster Bass red hook. I'm a big believer in red hooks. I do think that it adds something to it, and it certainly doesn't distract it. It doesn't distract fish. So if 99 out of 100 people are fishing with all black nickel and you've got one that's got red, well, you've got something that's a little bit different. And I'm really proud of this bait. And this color, and we're going to make this available for you guys in a product drop shortly too. So make sure you're subscribed to our newsletters. Make sure that you're on the list. Now, if you like what you've seen over the last hour and 20 minutes, thank you. And if you're tuning in live, or you're listening to us wherever you get your favorite podcast, do us a favor, leave us a review, let us know what you think. As always, we're really grateful that we can bring this to you on Spotify, Apple, wherever else you're getting your podcasts. It's super helpful when you guys smash that thumbs up button. Why? Because it feeds that YouTube algorithm and lets them know that you actually like what we're doing. And the more people that know about what we're doing, the more people we think we can help, and the more people that you can help and change their lives. So thank you so much when you hit that thumbs up button. We're going to be back, as always, we're going to be back next week. Been thinking a lot about, is Wednesday the best day? I'd love to know in the chat what you guys think. And new fishing in the chat. Kind of funny that the Squarebanger is a silent bait. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but it's your fault. You guys named it. I kid you not. When I issued the PO, and had everything made, I called it the Headhunter. Because, right, it's a square bill, it's low, it's banging its head all over the place. I thought, all right, I'll call it the Headhunter. But you guys shot it down, and said Squarebanger. I kind of think that it was probably Elizabeth in the chat that convinced a lot of people that we needed to go in that direction. It could have been that it was June 9th. I don't know. Oh, Monster Bass live wish list. More Rick, more fish talking, more random topics, more jackassery. All right. Friday night would be best. Isn't Friday night Rudd's night? Like, I don't want to go compete with Rudd. I don't. Gramps. More Rick and more Rick equals winning. Thank you, Gramps. I'm putting out a survey. Okay. So if you're tuning in right now, the bags are back in the Platinum Series box. In March, everyone's going to get there. Instead of a box, you're getting a bag. It's made from recycled plastic. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing because, listen, I don't know what's going to happen if you're living in Minnesota and you drop this thing on the ice because you've been sitting outside for a week, and I don't know if it's going to crack. I don't. But here's what I can tell you. It's free. It's a value add that comes in your Monster Bass subscription box, and it's gusseted, so you can pack a ton of stuff in it. It is 10 by 12 by 2, where my competition and my old bag was 10 by 12 with no gusset. This is gusseted. It's free. You want to buy some? I'll sell you some on the website, but it's a value add that comes with your Platinum Series subscription. If you don't have a Platinum Series subscription, hook yourself up with one. Thank you, BB Raider, for the love on the rib belly and the flatline. You are going to love the rib belly and the Squarebanger. I think it's going to be great. And what's that? Yeah. And what else? So before we end the show, I do want to hear from either, you can call me up really quick, or you can let me know what more would you guys like to see, because that bag, like I said, is going to also have a card. Instead of the guidebook next month in March, the guidebook, I didn't give you one in March, and let me explain. So, because I don't want to give you one, because I don't know if you want it. And I say that because I've literally put an Easter egg in there, and those that aren't in the gaming world don't know what an Easter egg is, but there's been some hidden stuff in there. And when I put something in there for, say, like a free fishing rod, now I know you guys are all going to go back and look at them all. Like I've written stuff in there really low, like secretively, to see if anyone would take advantage and get like a free fishing rod. No one did. So it made me think, does anyone actually read it? So this month you're getting a card. On one side of the card will be a QR code, which just reminded me that I got to make the page that QR code goes to, because it's all about your box. So I'll break down all the different baits in the box. I'll give you links to videos, tips, how to use them, all that fun stuff, so that you get all that information. But on the other side is a quick survey, which just reminded me I got to finish that survey and publish it. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, what do you want out of the box? Is it just great baits and you get a surprise in the mail? Is it I want great baits and videos on how to use it? Is it I want great baits, videos on how to use it, but I want like little monthly missions and like, all right, I'm a good soldier. I'm going to go out and take the baits, and now I got to go do these 3 challenges. Or is it more? Is it like choose your own adventure, like when you were a kid, where it's like, all right, this month I get my choice. I want to get better at Texas, Carolina, or Ned, and I pick one. That's the box I get. I don't know. I want to know from you guys. I also want to know what you guys want out of Monster Bass Live. Do you want me to sit and talk about fishing? Do you want to talk about fishing in life? Do you want to talk about fishing? Should we have a segment on barbecue where every week where during the show, like we're going to, fire up, we got the barbecue over there and Raphie heads out to the barbecue to show us what he's making. And then we share the recipe with you guys and we see who, what you guys think. What do we want to do? I'd love to know. We do have a caller on there and I think I know who it is, but I can't tell, but we're going to take the call. What do you guys want out of Monster Bass Live? Hello.
I want Rick talking to the head of these tackle companies like Z-Man and all of the various folks from the different places you get your stuff from. I want Rick talking to pros like KBD and all these, guys that he used to bring on to the show that made Monster Bass Live what it was, where Rick was, one-on-one with somebody who had, something to do with one of the brands that could teach us a little something. And yeah, that's what I think Monster Bass Nation wants, is Monster Bass Live to go back to what it was. Rick's showcase with some occasional Chad Spawn sprinkled in, but you two, knocking it up with the pros in the industry or up and comers in the industry, and your connections in all these different companies, talking about the new baits they got coming on in the horizon. ICAST is coming up, and the Classic is coming up, and, all these different things. You've got connections out there. Use them, dude. We'd love to see your interaction with guys like that, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I mean, but if we do that, then how do we bring you the fishing tips that like some people want?
Dude, I'm not saying don't use your staff. You got Smallmouth Crush. You got, your guys, Mikey Balls. You got the guys that everybody likes watching the YouTube videos from. So you can still bring them on occasionally, but it doesn't have to be like an everyday thing. You can still mix it up, but you as the primary host makes the most sense. You are the face of Monster Bass that we all know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even partnered up with other people, they overtalk you and overshadow you when you're the one that we know and trust, because you're the one that's going out and reaching out and making, deals with these companies and putting the boxes together. You and I had a conversation 2 weeks ago, and I told you, you got a staff full of people. They should be putting these boxes together with and for you. And, because it makes sense, because you have guys that fish in every region. And I've called you on the table on it. I was like, bro, you got this pro staff that lives in all these different regions.
Yeah.
And I ain't hearing that, I'm not hearing that this box was pulled, curated by so-and-so. Do your takeovers, but in those other months, have your boys put together the best stuff. Boys and gals, let's be fair.
Yeah.
From around the various regions. You have a staff that you can use. But you know what? You also have a connection in the industry that, we can get to know more of these guys like you've had on in years past. You know what I'm saying? And who wouldn't get tired of talking to Z-Man's head every year, or, Tom at Lou's and Strike King, or, all these different guys around. It would be cool, the companies that you work with, especially the guys that are coming out with new baits and stuff like that you're going to be featuring. Use your connections. That's the stuff that's unique and different that we can't just go out and do ourselves. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, I hear you. Heard loud and clear. Let me ask you a question. When it comes to the regionality, if I can deliver a box and it's like, hey, the Midwest, and, this month I talked to Gramps, and Gramps suggested these 2 baits, a spinnerbait and a square bill. And next week we're going to have him on. He's going to talk about why he likes a spinnerbait and a square bill this time of year. It may not be the spinnerbait. We don't even have to talk about the brand, right? Because it may not be you might like you know, half the guys are gonna be like, oh, I like Megabass, but you and I both know we're never getting Megabass, you know, in volume the way that we need it to be. But like, if we just talked about like that, and you're like, and then we have you on the show, like, does that, like, because, you know, regionalizing the entire box based on one person is almost impossible to do, because like what you like and what the other guy likes is not gonna, it may not jive. But as long as we can get like a couple baits that are in the box in that region that you like, and then you come on and talk about it, I feel like we still provide that value, and we can put someone behind it to talk about why they chose those baits and why they love fishing them this time of year.
Yeah, because, I mean, you know, you can have Rudd talking about crankbaits. You can have me talking about chatterbaits or thunder crickets or, you know, vibrating jigs. You can have Jeremy talk about, you know, Texas rig. You can have Mikey Ball talking about jig head minnows, you know, because you have all of those things in the box, you know, in the store, in the inventory. So, you know, Jeremy can go through and give a full master class on the live talking about hooks that he would use, the Monster Bass tungsten weights that he would use, pegged, unpegged, the new plastics that are coming out, you know, the various Z-Man worms that you guys carry. I mean, there's so many different things, but you could talk about a technique-specific thing without specifically going into a brand, because you have several, you know, even different types of spinnerbaits and things like that in the store too. So there's lots of topics that you can cover. And I know it's hard for you guys to get people on, because even like, you know, I've said, I told Raphie, I was like, oh, I would love to do Monster Bass master classes. And then fishing season starts, and I'm running around all over the country chasing fish, and don't even have time to sit down. And don't even have time to sit down and make my own videos. You know what I mean?
Sure, I get it. Well, listen, man,
like Locks and Lunkers just said, throwing tubes too. So I could even, you know, I would even talk about tubes for an hour on end.
Yeah. I love the feedback.
Yeah, that was my 2 cents.
I love the feedback. And I appreciate the honesty with which you delivered it to me a couple weeks ago. I appreciate you taking the time to call in, and one other thing, how can I say? You asked me to call someone, and I just want to let you know that we're calling him, I think, on Tuesday.
Okay, he's actually moved. He's actually moved and ready whenever you are. So he's done with the whole moving thing.
All right, great. All right, cool.
But I appreciate you. Keep up the great work, guys.
I appreciate you, man. Have a great night. Thank you so much.
And I do, before I go, I do want to see one more color.
Yeah.
In that crankbait.
Which one?
You know, I even gave you a good name for it up there too.
Which one?
The old Gramps Banger needs to be in chartreuse black back. Good luck getting that one on the label.
The Gramps Banger.
Chartreuse blackback.
Chartreuse blackback. Gramps Banger. I guess can't see it, but I got the Gramps Banger.
There we go.
Available June 9th.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, that's right after my 30th anniversary.
There you go.
There it is.
All right.
There it is.
Woo! All right, Gramps. Thanks so much, man.
Oh, now I see it.
Yeah.
All right, later, brother.
All right, man. Thank you. Bye. Well, that was a great show. It was good to chat with you guys. And Lunker Front Frog was underrated. I never once got to look at the stuff at the chat. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to BB Raider, or should I say Grandpa. He introduced a grandchild to us and shared that with the Monster Bass community. So if you haven't seen the picture of the beautiful bundle of joy, head over to his social media. I'm sure he's got a picture there. And to all the rest of you guys. Wait, let me see. I'm just getting a chance to look at the chat now, but has Monster Bass ever had a booth at the Classic? Are you going to this year's Classic? Because if you are, we're going to have a booth. Anyway, if we were playing Win the Chat, I would say that Lee Sutton won the chat with saying Gramps Banger makes me feel funny, because it makes me feel funny too. Listen, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I had a really great time with you guys today. We had a little bit of fun. We talked some seriousness, but, it means a lot that you take the time to tune in. And if you wouldn't mind leaving us a thumbs up on the way out. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or whatever, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a review, that'd be great. And as always, if you're struggling with anything, life, and whatever comes your way, the Monster Bass community, all of us, me, everyone here is available for you. Don't hesitate to reach out because we do care about each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Love you guys all. Bye.
Sweep the leg.